is a pending clip we'd like to show you coming in from Best Mbiri, who earlier showed us a clip of what's happening at Ulua Primary School. We'll take a listen. We'll be back to our panelists in the studio.
Right here at Ward 7 Ulua Primary School in the local government area of those states. This center has 8 polling units. INEC officials, materials and ad hoc staff are already on the ground, but accreditation and voting is yet to commence. The electorate are anxiously waiting for the commencement of voting in order for them to cast their votes for the candidate of their choice. We're bringing you more details as we go around in monitoring the exercise. Hello, Sonny Duke Okosun and others in the studio. It's nice to join you at this time. It's almost 8:30 a.m. We're right here at Yoba College, Ward 10 of Egon local government area of the state. As at this time, INEC officials and materials are yet to arrive at this center, and the electorate are anxiously waiting to participate in the rescheduled election. Security personnel are on the ground to ensure a hitch-free exercise. We'll bring you more details shortly.
Thanks, Best Mbiri, for that beautiful report, giving us updates on what's happening there in Ulua Primary School. We saw the clip earlier, but the fact that you just gave us more added spice to that story. But gentlemen, once again, thank you for joining us on the program. Now, one of the major issues that has been talked about in previous election and even in this election, particularly last Saturday that was postponed, is the issue of vote buying. And we also heard the acting Inspector General of Police yesterday saying that anyone caught selling or buying vote would be arrested. But what do you make of a situation where it does look like there is a deliberate attempt to make the voter susceptible to influence, as we have in Udo-Wina Primary School, where Thomas Ado said that the 3 polling booths are in the open, where you could see who the voter is voting for. Let's start with you, Barrister Thomas.
I said earlier on that officially they know what they are saying. They said something, and what we see on ground is different. You stay in Abuja and say no vote buying. INEC is placing the ballot cubicles where every human being can see what you are doing. They are not in consonance. It's not proper. In the past, what we used to do those days is that you get your ballot paper outside the classroom. Then you go into a classroom where you don't print, only to bring your ballot paper out later after folding it to vote.
That protects you.
It protects you.
Yeah.
Nobody sees you don't printing, and nobody knows who you are voting for. But when you stay in Abuja and you say no vote buying, if you buy vote, you'll be dead with it. Then, in another breath, you stay in Abuja and ask people to go and cast their ballot in public glare. What are you saying? It makes vote buying easier for those who want to buy. Because by the time you take your ballot paper, you are going to where you would drop the paper. People already can see you. They can see where you have completed. Then you now go behind and collect your money. That is not a transparent, free and fair attitude to an election.
Okay.
So I would have expected, it's not too late. It's not too late. If you are hearing us, is to return this ballot, a simple matter, back to
listen, more security,
classrooms,
more private.
More private.
Yeah.
The agents should protest.
Okay.
We don't want this kind of thing. If they are hearing us at all, I hope they will have radio, so that they can listen and say, look, we don't want this. Take these things back into the classrooms. The people can be outside. By God's grace, there will be no rain today. Then people can stay outside, collect their ballot papers, go into the classroom, thumbprint, and come back, fold it, and put it inside the box. You cannot be saying there's no vote buying. After all, the seller and the buyer are not coming before the cameras to say we are buying. It is your arrangement that creates room for buying and selling. Now, I listened to Thomas Ado. He said he couldn't see any security official
around them.
Around them.
Yeah.
That tells you that it is possible to buy and sell because nobody will check you. It's not possible. Particularly when you now put these things openly. It's like a bazaar. Highest bidder. It's like a bazaar. And when you have a situation like this, it is good that our electoral officials, the police, they should also have radio, not their own radio communication, but radio to listen to what broadcasting stations
are saying. Give them a guide and
direction. Give them a guide and direction.
Yeah.
So they too can also talk to their men in the field and say, look, quickly change this. It has a lot to do with it. Because I can't imagine somebody who has given you 100 naira and is looking at you. You want to vote for a particular party and is looking at you, and you are going to vote in the field where everybody is looking at you. The chemical is there. You will be scared of the consequences of your not voting according to what you have purchased.
Okay. Professor Julius Yasere, you've been part of elections in the past, and it's one of the reports talked about nothing happening at the UBTH voting center. This is just about 9:15, and we hear that in some places the president has, I think the president has already voted, and a few other places. By this time, materials hasn't arrived at a voting center. What does that mean?
Just to put on record that polling unit has always been a problem. That UBTH, the UNIBEN, somehow it will appear as if INEC and have not fully recognized those places as voting centers. As if those who are to officiate in UNIBEN are the same persons that will also do the same thing
at UBTH.
So that is what, because when I was coming to the studio now, I noticed that I saw policemen, and maybe they are also INEC staff or maybe party agents at that UBTH end. So why are they not down at UBTH? So something must be wrong. But this is to criticize INEC here, because it's too early in the morning to hear something bad.
Is it that criticism too early too?
Yeah, no, because the issue here, what we are likely to be saying here, because from what we are enjoying now, that the polling booth is outside and all that. Is it not a trap? That is what we are saying in this country. Talk is cheap. Implementation remains a major problem in this country. Everybody has started with vote buying and all that. Then why do we not have that now? This may be due to haphazard, inadequate preparation by INEC of the ad hoc staff. As it were, in the past, when we took part in the elections, they would take us to INEC office in batches to train. And then there's supposed to be a demo. You know, somebody will show you the processes of election, how your electors are to cast their votes and all that. But this one they now did as if it was a market arrangement, just one day in a classroom and all that. It's very unlikely that those who were being trained saw anything like the voting materials and all that. So, like I said, maybe too early to criticize.
Yeah, I feel so
but too early to hear anything.
to hear things like this.
Because
all right.
they are waiting on the soul.
All right, Prof, you share the same sentiment that it's too early.
See, from my experience here in ITV, I don't know why they have this particular election you didn't invite. ITV used to invite INEC officials. You know, as the discussion is going on, you know,
On a day like this, it's usually difficult to get INEC officials because they would have gone to their respective. Yes, it's difficult to have them here in the studio. At best, we'll probably get reports from correspondents or reporters that are, you know, attached to them. It's usually difficult, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well, it's too early in the day to start having problems. That was UBTH and Uniben. I want to believe that maybe they will receive their materials last before voting exercise will start there. But I still strongly believe that with the assurance given by Professor Yakubu that we expect that things will be better. And really looking at it generally, it is not easy. You are dealing with 36 states. You are dealing with 774 local governments and all that. Well, over the period, we expect that they should have done their own work. Yeah. Of course, that's why the election was postponed. Shifted, and all that and all that. Yeah. So, but you always have that. You have to give room for human errors. And I believe that is what we are experiencing. And as the media is up to the attacks, I want to also strongly believe that they'll be taking note of these deficiencies and relaying the experiences to INEC office so that they can do something fast. I would expect that they should even be on air themselves so that maybe their PRO and you let them know some of these shortfalls that are going on so that they can do something to correct it. Because like I said earlier, from my experience here, I know we were relating with their PRO, and they will say, okay, we've noted what is going on. We have already sent people there to go and see, like this cubicle thing, you know, and they would have said, we are not aware. Okay, we are going to send our people there to find out what is. So there should be this rapport between the media houses and INEC officials so that some of these deficiencies can be corrected.
Okay, so we're hoping that the officials at the INEC office in Benin will quickly do something about the situation at Owina Primary School on the Benin-Lagos Expressway, where we already have a report that the 3 polling booths are in the open, right? And that would make the voters susceptible to manipulation. But we told you earlier that President Muhammadu Buhari has voted already in Daura, and in a short while we'll bring you that clip. Pat, Patience Ogiwa is with the INEC office in Benin. We hope to talk with her in a moment. Yeah, we hope to talk with Patience in a moment. She already has a clip, yeah. So let's hear from Pat what the situation is with INEC Benin office.
I have here with me Dr. Ansaha Tibe, a lecturer with the University of Benin. He's going to be telling us what is happening here right now because we are seeing a lot of persons outside the premises of INEC office in Benin. So let's go to Mr. Ansaha Tibe to tell us what is happening here. Sir, please can you tell us what is happening here right now?
Right now, the people you are seeing here are the collation or returning officers who will be working either at the ward level or at the local government or the constituency collation offices or centers. The bulk of them are academic staff from the University of Benin that will be doing this work. So we are just waiting to be sent out to the field. That's why we are here.
So after you are sent out, which of the field are you going to? What is your duty at the centers that you are going to be working?
We are going to be sent to different local government headquarters first. We will report to the EO there.
Thank you, Pat, for that beautiful report as to what's happening at the INEC Benin office. We hope to keep tabs with Pat much later to bring us an update on what's happening at the INEC office. But I was saying that we're hoping that they're following up on what is happening at Idowina Primary School, where we reported that the polling booths are exposed, they are in the open, making it near impossible for the voters not to be manipulated by way of either buying or selling their votes, depending on which side they are in. So we hope that INEC will do something about that right away. So gentlemen, once again, thank you for being a part of this conversation. Well, one thing is clear, materials have been mobilized, the people are mobilized for this election. I like, because I know you'll be leaving us shortly to go and cast your vote. That's very important. You've been itching about that since. Let's look at the voting time. I understand by 2 o'clock, everything is supposed to be over.
Well, they've yesterday clarified that the accreditation and the voting will go ahead after 2 p.m.
Okay.
if you are in the queue by 2 p.m.
Okay.
So nobody will be disenfranchised from voting if you have been accredited and are in the queue before 2 p.m.
Okay.
So the fear that if you are accredited, you go home, come back, will not be the same this time.
So you must be accredited and then you vote simultaneously. Okay.
And if you are in any voting center before 2 o'clock, if the queue is long and you are still voting by 4, it will be allowed.
Okay.
It will be allowed.
Okay. Prof, talk about the challenges some people may go through today, particularly those who reside, where they reside is probably very far away from where the polling unit is. What do you make of that as a challenge?
Of course, it's obvious now. It's a big problem. How do you get to your polling unit to go cast your vote? Because transports are not on the road. So it's going to be a long walk. So that is it.
But the sacrifice is worth it.
Yeah, but it's worth to encourage citizens of this country that we have a very big stake ahead of us. And so everybody must, surmount every mountain that is before them for the sake of this country.
In fact, if I may quickly comment,
yes.
This is another way of creating jobs for the citizens. INEC does not need to create specific dates for voter updates.
Okay.
For 365 days, INEC should have officials who can be changing your residence and your voting centers by employing people to do continuous updates.
Okay, we've got Thomas Ado back with us. Thomas, many thanks for joining us again on our live studio.
Okay, you're right here at Iyoba Secondary School, and the voters are getting agitated now they are talking.
Iyoba Secondary School?
Yes, Iyoba Secondary School.
Where's Iyoba Secondary School located?
Along Technical College Road.
Okay.
In Egon local government area.
Okay.
And the voters are getting agitated that the INEC officials are not here, and some of them are even willing to narrate their experience. So I have some of them here. What's the name? Okay, I have Emmanuel Bedi here, so let me talk to us on what is experiencing.
Okay, Emmanuel, welcome to the live studios of Independent Television and Radio.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. We have been here this morning at Tamar 7. We have been here. We have been waiting for INEC officials. We did not see there. And we heard that they are voting in other polling center. The people, the INEC officials are not here now. The voters are here now. And we are still waiting for them. They are not here yet.
Okay, let's hope that they are on their way. Materials will get there soon.
Okay, I have another person here that wants to tell us of his flight too.
Okay, yeah.
What's your name? My name is Saboya Sayande. Okay, it's Saboya Sayande. Let me talk to you.
Okay, Saboya, go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, Saboya. What's the situation? Tell us.
So Savoyans are there. Yeah, we have been in Yoba secondary school since 6 o'clock.
Mm.
We have not seen the ANEC. We never see ANEC of that.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Other polling booths, they're not in vote. We don't know what they call it. People are here waiting.
All right, just be patient. I'm sure they'll be there soon.
Okay.
You have to maintain peace and calmness there. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, tell us your name. Comrade, what's the situation?
We are here at Ward 10, Yoba Secondary School.
Okay.
Eligible voters, they came out in their mass to vote for the candidates of their choice.
Yeah.
But right now, as we speak, the INEC, it is 9 o'clock, and the INEC officials, they are not still here. They will believe they will soon come. So we will be patient as voters that want to vote for the candidates of our choice. We will be patient and we will be resolute. Anytime they come, we believe they are on their way.
Okay.
If they come, we are ready to wait and vote.
I like your spirit. I like your spirit. Thank you. Thomas, you want to add more?
I don't think there's anything more to add,
Okay.
but if there's any development, I will keep
Thank
it
you.
posted.
Thank you, Thomas. We'll keep tabs with you. Just giving us more updates in the ongoing 2019 election at Iyoba Secondary School. That's in Ward 10, Igo local government area, Edo State, along Technical College Road. Voters are getting agitated because INEC officials are yet to come, materials are yet to come. But we've encouraged them to be patient and be calm, be law-abiding, be peaceful, and wait patiently. I'm sure within the time frame that you announced a while ago, you talked about a while ago, there's still a lot of time between now and 2 o'clock for the officials to get there so that the voting process will commence. But unlike what we're saying in Iyoba Secondary School and the UBTH Center, President Buhari has already voted in Dara. We talked about that. And that's also different from what we had in 2015, where the then president, found it difficult to vote. You probably want to talk about the slide. You want to say something about that?
Yes, it's funny. You see, before I get into that, this idea of people have to move from one place, assuming they've relocated their residence, it's not the best. I think though our democracy is still fragile, but I think it's getting mature. INEC should do some homework, emulate some of these advanced countries, whereby you don't even need to go to a voting center before you can vote. On your phone, you can cast your vote.
Okay.
Then they should have a central website, just like a bank. If you want to withdraw money from bank, or you want to send money,
you want to transfer.
You don't need to go to the bank physically. And no matter the bank you are transferring money to, you just do it through your phone. So INEC can also imbibe that and allow individuals to cast their votes, or even if they have to go there physically, they don't have to travel, from one state to the other to be able to do that. All they need to do, they just need to have a code, which I believe is already in the voter's card. And anywhere you want to vote, they just recognize that the system will recognize the code.
And then you vote.
Then
it's collected electronically.
Yes. So this idea of traveling, that can cause accidents, stress, and like when the election was postponed last time, you don't need to move. You just use your code and you go and vote wherever you reside.
Okay.
So talking about the president thing, I think it's perhaps maybe Jonathan is the cool type. That is why he experienced what he experienced. Maybe the Buhari is more vocal, and that's why they're afraid and ensure that he has to.
Okay, we told you about this clip a while ago. Mr. President and his wife Aisha both voted in Daura, Katsina State. You can see Mr. President there. Maybe we'll just take a listen if he said something to journalists. We'll bring you that much later. But Mr. President has already voted in Daura alongside his wife. That's why I made reference to 2015, where it wasn't so easy with the then president. But we're very happy the way things are going, particularly in some areas. But in some other areas, there is agitation. And we hope that INEC will swing into action and actually do something about the situation in Iyoba Secondary School on Technical College, Federal Government Guest College Road. Yeah, that's where the school is located, so that the agitation can actually be doused, and then there will be calmness, there will be peace. Because there is something about when you have late arrival of materials and officials, it creates agitation, which could, compromise the peace and calmness of a voting center. You want to ask something to that, Barrister?
Yes, definitely. You see, if you've been at a voting center since 7 o'clock in the morning, and by 9 o'clock, the INEC officials are yet to come. Nigerians are not used to remaining in their queue because of the long time they've been waiting. Some will go maybe to buy water or to buy something, and the queue becomes disorganized. So the moment they see INEC officials, they begin to struggle, they begin to run, and in an attempt to re-establish the queue, there will be some disorganization.
Yeah.
And once that takes place, there will be problem. And it's situation where you don't have security men around. They can't even do anything if they're not even there. So it is better.
Okay, we have Kingsley Uchegbu. Kingsley Uchegbu is live with us from Ohunde local government. Kingsley, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Sorry, I'm in Ovia.
Okay, you're in Ovia. Okay, I'm saying...
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Kingsley.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Tell us what's the situation in Ovia.
Yes, I'm at Unit 10, Ward 7
Okay.
in Oka.
Okay.
That's in Ovia Southwest. I'm actually on the way to Ovia Northeast.
Okay. So
I
what
want to do a situation that bring to the notice of the authorities.
Tell us.
After Unit 10, Ward 7 in Oka, voting application has started.
Okay.
It's on now, but there's no security presence in this unit.
Okay.
And most voters are apprehensive of the unknown. But the presence of security, I think will go a long way in assuring them of their security. But as I'm speaking, there's no security presence at the unit.
Okay, thank you, Kingsley Uchegbu, live from Ovia Northeast for now. He's on his way.
Southwest.
Ovia Southwest. You're on your way to Ovia Northeast.
On my way to Northeast. Yes.
Okay, so you get back to us when you get to Ovia Northeast. But just like you have reported, we'll blow it open so the authority would know that there is no security presence where you monitor so far, so that something can be done, because that's also bringing some agitation, like you mentioned.
All right.
Thank you.
You see, as I was saying, yesterday, the police said the whole 350,000 manpower
Have been deployed.
have been
Fully
deployed.
deployed. All
Fully
deployed. Yes.
Nobody is allowed to be on leave.
Yes.
Everybody should. Then where are they? It only shows that the ratio of the police force to the population of Nigeria is infinitesimal. As a result, there is need to increase the number of policemen we have in Nigeria. If you have 350,000 policemen and we have 774 local government councils, and you have almost 1 million wards, it means you can't have policemen effectively in all these places. And that is why they are complementing them with national security and civil defense corps. And that is why sometimes they bring military into civil duties.
Affairs, just to complement their
Just
effort.
complement.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Why can't we employ more policemen? There are so many qualified people looking for jobs. When you talk of creating employment, these are areas you can create employment so that these people will be there. If I am in a place where I am to vote and I can't find any uniform person at that place, I may be scared to vote because the party agents are there. Some of them are not even disguising their stocks. So I don't want to vote and get myself into trouble. So we must, in future, ensure that policemen, in fact, these are the first group of personnel to be on ground in any voting center. It is the police that's supposed to be there to secure that ground for people to come in. But the same way you have people there,
and you don't have security.
You have security tents. It might create opportunity for thugs to take over the security.
Okay, let me just take a look at one of the reports coming in. It says voting going on smoothly in Olumekun Unit 4 and 5, Methodist Primary School Unit 001, all in Okitipupa local government area in Ondo South Senatorial District. Voting going on smoothly in those units. This is coming in from Ondo State. Okay, let's get you on, Prof.
Yeah, just to put on record that even while I was coming to this studio, my colleagues were littered the Univen gates, waiting for INEC staff to ferry them to the various collation centers and how do I put it now, voting units. This was not the way it happened in the past. And of course, for the last Saturday election, they were all invited to Asaba, where they were supposed to be taking as a group and distributed. As you take, as the SPO takes the materials, then the officials follow. They even also help to protect and guard the materials to the point of election. How come? Because people want to save money already, and now saying you stay in your house, then we'll bring vehicles and come. Supposing something happens on the road and all that. Though one of them told me that he's a collation officer, and so collation will start about 4 p.m. or thereabout. But however, the INEC ad hoc staff, they are supposed to be under the custody this time of INEC, and not at home where they are supposed to. And then you see what we are already observing here now, that policemen are not at the polling centers. Just what do you make out of that? If care is not taken, some of those policemen will be in one one candidate's house.
Let's just speculate.
I'm coming. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if it was a checkpoint, you will find them. They will be there. But this special assignment of the control of government, you just cannot. They may have been deployed. I want to differ a little bit from the position of my co-discussant here on employment and all that. Well, fine, we want Nigerians to be employed, but number one is effectiveness. Many of our civil service systems or public services are over-bloated. People are not doing anything. They think that government job, like they also say, you put it on the shoulder. You just come and then you don't take responsibility. Accountability becomes a problem in this country. Absolutely. People must take responsibility and dispense with responsibilities that they are given. But the issue we see here is that how can you now, you say police, you see, I expect that INEC did not cry out, or neither did the police cry out that they have not been able to get policemen to send to some
to those places.
So, yes. So some persons are likely to have been sent there, but there will be some way whining away and doing all other shady things that are not tenable to the.
But you may deploy. Yeah. But if those people don't have transport, how would they get there?
No policeman will say. If they are going to checkpoint, they will have transport.
But do you know?
Okay, let's stay on course. Yes, Prof.
But looking at it critically, yes, it is wrong for INEC not to have enough police personnel to go around the various polling stations or units. We're also aware that during the time of Dino's house arrest, we had over 50 policemen going after one man. And that of Onore, the former Chief Justice country. The same thing, they have more than enough. So if they can do that, why can't they, this important Nigeria project of 2019 election, they should have enough policemen to go around, because like some of my discussants have already identified, because materials are there, and these materials can be left exposed, and thugs can take advantage of them. But also looking at it from the other perspective, we are aware that when so many policemen were deployed to polling units, Osun State and Ekiti State, we know what they were doing. They became a big disadvantage instead of an advantage. So maybe that is God's way of saying that this election has to be credible. Therefore, we don't need that much policemen at the various
just to add that the IGP, acting IGP, has told us that the 350,000 officers on its employ, they've all been deployed. So the IGP didn't tell us that they're short of manpower to do this job.
That is where that was what I was saying.
Yes.
You see, you have to look at the ratio of policemen to the number of police units we have in the country. Now, it's easier for the police or for the federal government when you are dealing with one state. You take all policemen from neighboring states, put them there to achieve whatever you want to achieve. But now, this is a general election. All local government councils are involved. So how do you get these policemen to every nook and cranny of Nigeria? That takes a lot of logistics, a lot of planning, a lot of mobilization. I have seen situations where a policeman will have to trek from his house to a place he has been deployed to when there are no vehicular movements. We should even allow vehicles to move. Why can't vehicles move? They should move, because as I was coming from Upper Mission to this place, I could tell you at the particular time I was moving that there were not up to 10 vehicles on the road. And there was only one checkpoint I met with soldiers by Uselu Shell. That was only checkpoint, manned by 2 soldiers. Now, if you have policemen, let's be sincere with ourselves. How many police vehicles do we have in Edo State? And how many police units do we have? We must be sincere, because carrying these policemen, when we are talking of checkpoints, it's a different thing.
Okay, now I want to ask a question. I know,
I want to add to this.
Yes.
Excuse me. We know the number of police units in this country.
Exactly.
Don't we know?
Yes.
Vis-a-vis the number of policemen that have been deployed.
Yes.
It is on the computer.
Yes.
With your name and everything, you see where you are deployed to. It's so easy. You know for about a month now or thereabout, you are supposed to know where you are supposed to be going to. And then the logistics of going to that place. Or however, it is zoned that these are the vehicles, functional vehicles we have in Edo State.
I thought all of this
people are not thinking this country. When we have educated people and all that, you sit on a computer, then you know the number of vehicles that are functioning, you know where they are, and then you know the number of policemen you have, and the number of police units you have in Edo State. You on a board, on anywhere, or even on your phone, you are supposed to be able to assess where you are going to go this morning, or even by yesterday.
Okay.